One thing that really shows how crazy the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys. Just a few weeks ago, they were 3-5, and Jason Garrett was a lock to be fired at the end of the season. Now, it would be pretty shocking if they didn't make the playoffs. A large part of that has been because of their great defensive play, and one of the reasons their defense has been performing so well is rookie Leighton Vander Esch. One of the things the Cowboys do very well is use Vander Esch's speed to their advantage. Take this play for example. There's only 51 seconds left, so the Cowboys know that the Saints are probably going to throw the football in this play. So typically, if you want to play zone coverage to prevent a passing play, a play you might use is the cover 3 zone, which you see on the screen. However, Dallas really wants to make sure they don't give up any big plays before the end of the half. So what they're going to do instead is play a cover 4. However, look at how they do it. In a typical cover 4, each linebacker would take up about a third of the field. However, as you see here, Vander Esch is responsible for nearly half of the field. This is interesting because if it works, it essentially gives Dallas an extra player. However, New Orleans is playing the perfect play to counteract what Dallas is doing. It's going to be a screen pass, and they're going to have their center, Max Unger, move up. On paper, this should work out perfect for the Saints. Unger can block Vander Esch, and then Kamara can run for at least the first down and get out of bounds. However, Vander Esch is so fast, and he makes his reads so quickly, Unger doesn't even have a chance to get over there to block. Vander Esch runs right by Unger, and gets to Kamara and makes a tackle. It should have been a huge win for New Orleans. Instead, they gained about 3 yards. Largely due to the fact that they look somewhat similar, Vander Esch has been given the nickname Thad Castle. I do see some similarities, although hopefully they're not exactly the same.
Get out of my house! Do I look like a future teller? Cocaine!
Although I have another nickname for him. I like to call him the Stonefish. The reef stonefish is an animal that camouflages in the sand and then attacks when no one's expecting it. And that's kind of how I feel like Vander Esch plays football. It seems like he's camouflaged and nobody can see him. Watch this play for example. Once again, it's a cover 3 zone, and that's where Vander Esch is on the field. The Saints are running a reverse on this play, and after the handoff, Vander Esch is going to get out of position. New Orleans is going to let Randy Gregory go unblocked here. Also, Antoine Woods is going to win his matchup pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Vander Esch is still on the hash marks at the top half of the screen. Kamara is fast enough to get by Woods and Gregory. Now, because Woods and Gregory were able to get over to Kamara, he doesn't have a ton of room to run anyways. However, let's rewind that and watch Vander Esch again. There's a ton of traffic going on in the middle of the field, and yet he seemingly runs through it unfazed. And that's why I say he's like the stonefish. It's like he's camouflaged. Nobody seems to block him. Oftentimes, there is going to be an unblocked man, but for some reason, that man always seems to be Vander Esch. He just kind of has that football sense, where he knows where to run to not get blocked. This isn't a highlight reel play, he ends up just forcing Kamara out after a gain of 1. It's a small play, but it really shows how talented he is. The two things that make Vander Esch great are his speed and his ability to read offenses quickly. Like on this play, the Saints are running a jet sweep to Kamara to the top half of the screen, and they're going to have 2 men come out and block. However, they're also going to fake as though they're running a pitch to Mark Ingram. The point of this is to confuse the linebackers. It doesn't work at all, however. Both Vander Esch and Jalen Smith run straight to the top half of the screen. However, the Saints should still be in okay shape. I mean, after all, now you're in a position where it's a linebacker in a foot race with a running back. Typically, that's a good position to be in, especially when your running back is as fast as Alvin Kamara. However, Vander Esch gets there so quickly, Kamara isn't able to get much at all on this play. And if you notice once again, no one even thinks about blocking Vander Esch. The reason is because they're just not expecting a linebacker to get there that quickly. No one's paying attention to Vander Esch on this play, and he's able to come out of nowhere and make the tackle. This play might be the best one to explain my stonefish analogy. It's actually the play after the one I just showed you. It's a 3rd down and 2, and the Saints have a trips formation at the bottom of the screen. This is going to force a couple of Dallas defensive backs to the bottom of the screen as well, and forces Jalen Smith to hang around in that area, meaning that the only linebacker that could really stop a run on this play is Vander Esch, which is important because this is in fact a running play. The Saints are going to send both of their guards up the block, and they're going to intentionally leave a defensive tackle unblocked. They're doing this because they trust Ingram can get around an interior lineman, and with 2 guards moving up, one can block Vander Esch, and the other can block anyone who's in the area. And so far, it should work out perfectly. Everyone else makes their blocks, and it should lead to an easy first down. However, that's where Vander Esch goes into camouflage mode. He simply runs right in between both of the Saints guards. It's almost like neither one of them even saw Vander Esch on the field. And then much like the stonefish, the second you realize where he is, it's too late.
Ingram is smacked. Vander Esch. A loss of 1, and it's 4th down.
If there's a player you'd like to see me make a video on in the future, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.
We like sports and we don't care who knows. From shooting hoops to the Super Bowl. We like sports and we don't care who knows. Football, tennis, hockey, golf. The game is starting, everyone is here. I got my snacks, my friends, and a beer.